Good morning, my dear students. Om asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samarprabha Nirvignam Kurume Devo Sarvakaryasu Sarvada. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Shanti. Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to take class for grade 3, that is class 3, the lesson number 3 of social, land and water. The social lesson number 3, land and water. Okay. So here in the land and water, as you know, our earth consists of more than 70% water, around 70% water, rest is land. Okay. We'll study about more about the land and water. Okay. So here let's start this lesson, right? So here let's start our lesson. We have seen a globe in the previous chapter. We have seen a globe in the previous chapter. What are the two main components of the globe? What are the two main components of the globe? Unscribble the letters to get the answer. A and D, L. L-A-N-D, land. This is T-A-R-E-W, W-A-T-E-R, water. Okay. Land and water are the most important two main components of the globe. Land and water. So this today's lesson is land and water. Let's know and discuss more about the lesson about land and water. Okay. So let's read. Look at the image of the earth taken from the space. Do you see the large blue area? See, this is the picture taken from the space. Taken from the space. Space ಅಂತಂದ್ರೇನು? ಭೂಮಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗ್ರಹಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನಿಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ತೆಗೆದಂತ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇದು. Okay? Look at the image of the earth taken from the space. Do you see the large blue areas? Large blue areas. This is blue areas. So this blue areas, these areas represent water. These areas represents water. Okay. This blue area is called water. Besides these, you will notice a green brown areas. These are the green brown areas. So these are known as land masses. These are known as land masses. Okay. Let us now learn more about our planet Earth. Our planet Earth. Right. Let us know more about our planet Earth. We have seen the earth, the water and land and water. Land and water. So this blue area is called as a water area, and this green and brown area is called as the earth mass, land masses. Let us now learn more about our planet Earth. Okay. So continents. Here the earth is divided into some continents. Let us know what are those. Okay. Continents. A close look at the image of the earth. A close look at the image of the earth will show huge land masses separated by water. These large masses are called continents. So like this, these masses are called continents. The 7 continents are from the largest to smallest. Here the names are written as the largest continent to the smallest continents. Okay. The continents are written here are largest continent to the smallest continents. How many continents are there? The 7 continents are from the largest to the smallest. Largest to the smallest. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australian continents. Okay. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Continents are further divided into countries. These continents are divided into countries. India lies in the continent of Asia. India lies in the continents of Asia. I will show you the continents, how they are divided into. Alright? Interesting. Antarctica was given as the statue of continents in 1840. It is the coldest and windiest place on our planet. Antarctica continent is given the status of continents in the year 1840. 1840 year 1840. It is the coldest and windiest place on the planet, on our planet, the Antarctica planet. Okay, here I will show you the continents on the 7 continents on the earth. Okay, here you can see the blue space. This blue space is of water, and these parts are known as the land masses. These parts are known as this yellow parts are known as the land masses. Here the blue part is known as the water masses. Right? Here I wanted to show you the different continents of earth. There are totally 7 continents. One is Asia, second North America, South America, South America, right? Then Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica. Right? So these are the 7 continents of our earth. Okay? These are the 7 continents of our earth. Right? So here you can see Asia is the one of the biggest continent on the earth. Asia is the one of the biggest continents on the earth. Okay? And next is North America, South America, Africa, North America, South America, Africa. Then we can see the Antarctica and Australia and Antarctica. Okay, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 continents we can see, and rest is the water part. Okay, rest is the water. And here we can see our India. Here we can see our India. On the map here we can see our India. So this is presented the Asian continent. This is presented the Asian continent. Okay, on this map we can see the India here, or Bharat is here. This is present on the Asian continent. This Asian continent, this is African continent, and this is North America, South America, Europe, Australia and Antarctica. These are the different continents on the earth. Okay, we can see Asia here. In the Asia we can see India in the Asian continent. India in the Asian continent, and African continent, North America, South America, Europe, Australia and Antarctica. These are the 7 continents of the land. Okay, this land is divided into 7 continents. The largest to the smallest are here you can read largest to the smallest we can see. Okay, these are the 7 continents, largest to the smallest you can see. So this is the Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Antarctica and Europe and Australia. These are the 7 continents present on our globe, earth globe, right? Hope you understood. So these are the 7: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. These are the 7 continents of our Earth. The land mass is divided into water mass and land mass. This land mass is divided into 7 continents. This land mass is divided into 7 continents. One is Asian continent, African continent. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest continent on the earth, Asian continent. Here, Asian continent, then African continent, North America, South America, Antarctica, and Europe. Then we have the Australian continents. These are the 7 continents we can see on the earth. And here these continents are divided again into the countries. These continents are divided again into the countries. Here the country called India, this Bharat, our country is the Bharat. We can see it here. This is our country, right? Again you can see the China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, okay, UAE, Saudi Arabia, like that. So these are the different countries. So this is the country. North America is country, South America is country, again African country, and this is European countries, and this is Australian countries. These Asian countries are India. India is the country which is present in the Asian continent. Continent. Okay. So this is called the masses of earth is divided into 7 continents. Again those continents are divided into countries. The Asian country, African country, North American countries, South American countries, and Antarctica countries, and Europe countries, and Australian countries. And most coldest and wind and cold. So this Antarctica is given a status of continent in the year 1840. This continent is given as a name, its status as the continent. Okay, this is the 5th continent of our earth. Here most cold place and windy place we can see. So this is called Atlantican countries. Okay, this continent is given the status in the year 1840. Here most coldest and windiest part of our earth land. Okay, clear? Hope you understood, right? So here we can see the landforms. We have studied about the continents, that is the land masses. Now let's discuss about landforms. What are landforms? Okay, so here we can see the landforms. Different areas on the earth are formed and shaped differently. For example, some areas may be hilly and others may be plain, right? Different areas on the earth are formed and shaped differently. For example, some areas may be hilly and other may be the plain. These are known as landforms. Some hill part or some plain parts. Okay, hill parts and plain parts are there, shaped differently. Hill parts and plain forms. So these are known as the landforms. We also call them as natural features since they were formed naturally. Each of these features is known by different names. See, landforms are some hill stations, some hill forms, and some plain forms. Plain means flat. We live on the plains, right? Our building is situated in the plain land, not hillsides or the slopes or the valleys. Our homes are situated, our area is situated almost all on the plains. Okay, when you go to Himalayas, you can see only the hills, snowy hills, right? When you see the mountain, they are the mountains, hills, snows and water are natural bodies, are natural. They are called natural features. Land is also a natural, not man-made. That's a natural, right? Different areas on the earth are formed and shaped differently. For example, some areas may be hilly and other may be plain. These are known as landforms. We also call them natural features since they were formed naturally. Each of these features is known by the different names. Let us learn the different names of the earth. Okay, so this landforms, different names of the landforms, right? So here you can see the mountains, hills and valleys. Okay, we can see the mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, desert, like the different forms of our landforms, different names of our landforms. Let us discuss one by one. Here we can see mountains, hills and valleys. Okay, mountains, what are mountains, what are hills and what are valleys? Let's discuss here in this part. Okay, the highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are mountains. Okay, the highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are mountains. What are mountains? The highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are mountains. The mountains are very steep and have sharp slope. Okay, mountains are having a highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are mountains. So like this, the mountains are very steep and have a sharp slope. They are very steep and have the sharp slopes. Okay, these are called slopes. The top of a mountain is known as a peak. A top of a mountain is known as peak. The top of a mountain is known as peak. Okay, the series or a chain of a mountain is called as a mountain range. Okay, land range, forest range, plain range, valleys range. Okay, here you can see the mountain range. So you can see the series of mountains. One mountain, then the another mountain, then the other mountain. One is a little bit bigger and bit smaller. So mountain, all the side mountains are there. So then that is called as the mountain range. The series or chain of a mountain is called mountain range. Okay, the series or chain of a mountain is called mountain range. The one mountain, another mountain, one mountain, another mountain, one mountain, another mountain. So that is called as a series of mountain or a chain of mountain is called mountain range. This is called as a mountain range. Okay, hope you understood. Mountains. Okay, then hills. What are hills? Okay, see here, hills are also raised landforms, but not as high and steep as mountains. They are not like so high, or the peaks or the steep we won't find in the hills. Hills andre gudda. ಹೌದಾ, ಗುಡ್ಡಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೈಟ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, right? The hills are also raised landforms, but not high and steep as mountains. ಹೌದಾ, these are called mountains. Here you can see the mountains. Okay, here you can see the mountain, right? Here you can see the mountain. A valley is known as the low area of a land between mountains or hills. Okay, this part, the space between the mountains and valleys, mountains and hills, the space between the mountains or the hills is called a valley. A valley may be a water valley or a land valley. Okay, a valley is a low area of a land between mountains or the hills. Okay, a valley is a low area of land between land between mountains or hills. So this space between the two mountains, between the mountains or between the hills is called as a valley. Okay, a valley between the mountains. We can see the valley between the mountains, right? This is the valley between the mountains. Alright, hope you understood. So let's check. What is the top of a mountain known as? The top of a mountain is known as the peak. The top of a mountain is known as the peak. Okay, the space between the hills or the mountains is known as the valley. Right? What is the top of a mountain known as? It's the peak. Right? Hope you got it. Next we have the plains on the landforms. Plains on the landforms. A plain is a large flat area of land and can be found in the most continents. The most continents we can see the plains. Okay. As of now we are having the plain, right? Our Gulbarga or whatever we can see the plain lands, not hilly land. We are living on the plain flat lands, not on valleys, not on hills. Okay, we are living on the plains. A plain is a large flat area of a land and can be found in most continents. Namge 7 continents ideyalla, adralli most of the area is plain. Most of the area is plain. It is covered more than 1/3 of a world's land area. More than 70%. More than the 70% of the land is flat. It covers more than 1/3. 1/3. Andre ಒಂದನೆಯ ಮೂರು ಭಾಗ you can see the plains. It covers more than 1/3 of the world's land area. Okay, ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾದ್ದು 1/3 ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. It is mainly formed by rivers originating from the mountains and hills. Agriculture can be easily practiced in the plain areas. Okay, it is mainly formed by rivers originating from the mountains and hills. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ಸ್ ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ. Okay, the plain areas, it mainly formed by the rivers and originating from the mountains and hills. Okay, the plains are formed from the rivers originating from the mountains and hills. Agriculture can be easily practiced in plain areas. Plain areas naga agriculture easyagi ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay, a plain which borders an ocean or a sea is called coastal plain. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಸಮುದ್ರ ದಂಡಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅವರ್ ಕೇರಳ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕೇರಳ, ಬೇ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, ಕೇರಳ ಅರೇಬಿಯನ್ ಸೀನಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಬೇ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ನಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ consider in this continent we can see the India here. Here is the India. Here you can see the Bay of Bengal. Here you can see the Arabian Sea. And here Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Between these we can have the coastal areas. The coastal areas. These are called as the coastal plains. ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಹತ್ತವಲ್ಲ, those are called as the coastal plains. Okay. It's going to explain you about coastal plains. Okay, in next lesson we can learn more about the coastal plains, right? A plain which borders an ocean or a sea is called coastal plain. Okay, a plain which borders on an ocean or a sea is called coastal plain. Okay, clear? These are the plains. Then we can see the plateaus. Then we can see the plateaus. Different types of plateaus. Okay, plateaus. Plateaus are raised areas of land with a flat top. Okay, plateaus are raised areas of land with a flat top. Okay, they are different from mountains because the mountains have the pointed peak at the top. Mountains are having the peak points at the top. They are different from the mountains because the mountains have the pointed peak at the top. See, mountains are like this. So we can find the peak tops here. Right? This is the mountain. Good idea. A good sharp part in karitara peaks and karitara. Adu at the top. They are different from the mountains because the mountains have the pointed peak at the top. We can see the pointed part at the peak at the pointed part of the hills or mountains. Okay. The plateaus are not like that. Plateaus are like this. Okay. So plateaus are like this. So plateaus are raised areas of a land with a flat top. This we can see the flat top here. Okay. They are different from the mountains because the mountains have the pointed peak at the top. Plateaus are also known as the tablelands. How is the table? The raised part of the land you can see and the flat you can see. Again we have a slopes. Right? These are called plateaus, not mountains or hills. These are called plateaus. Okay? Alright. Plateaus are raised areas of a land with a flat top. Here we can see the flat top. You will see the table, office table, the raised area you can see, then the flat land we can see, flat area we can see, again the slope we can see, right? So this is called as the plateaus. Plateaus are raised areas of a land with a flat top. They are different from the mountains because the mountains have the pointed peaks at the top. Plateaus are known as the tablelands. Plateaus are known as the tablelands. Okay? Followed? So these are called plateaus. A plateaus you can say. So it's not like a peak, hills. Okay? It's a raised part of the land masses, and again you can see the flats, plains. Right? These are called as this picture shows you the plateaus. Okay? Right. Next we can see the desert. So this desert, a desert is a large area of a dry land that receives very little rainfall. In the desert, you can see the lot of sand and the wind. Okay, there is and much hotter place it is. Much hotter place it is, and there is a very little rainfall. There may be a very little rainfall, and there is so much of hot. And if there is no land, only a sand, and there is no water, there is no rainfall, we can get a very minimum trees and plants. We can see the very minimum trees and plants. Okay, so this is called desert. A desert is a large area of a dry land that receives very little rainfall. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಳು ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬರಿ Rajasthan. You can see, did you saw the Rajasthan in the movies or in the television, or have you visited to the Rajasthan? If you visited or if you see in the television or you can see the internet, you can see the flat or the plateaus, sand plateaus and sand plants on this area. A desert is a large area of a dry land that receives very little rainfall. Very few plant grows in such areas. ಗಿಡಗಳೇ ಬೆಳೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗಿಡ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ? ಗಿಡ ಹುಲ್ಲು ಬೆಳೆಯೋ ಚಾನ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. There are two kinds of deserts, hot and cold. There are two types of desert. One is the hot desert and another is the cold desert. Okay? Right? So here you can see the most deserts are dry and hot throughout the year, such as the Thar deserts in the Rajasthan, India. In the Rajasthan, if you see, the most deserts you can see in the Rajasthan. You can see in the Rajasthan. Most deserts are dry and hot throughout the year, such as the Thar deserts in the Rajasthan, India. Okay. Some deserts are cold and dry during the most part of the year, such as Ladakh, such as Ladakh in the North India. In the North India, if you have a desert, and that is cold desert, not the hot desert. Okay, Ladakh is the cold desert, not hot desert. Hot desert we can see in the Rajasthan. Some deserts are cold and dry during the most part of the year, such as Ladakh in the North India. Okay, other in the cold and dry desert. This is the Ladakh is the cold and dry desert. Okay, hope you followed. Other landforms. What are other landforms? We have we have islands, peninsula, and oceans. These are the different landforms. Okay, these are different landforms. Right? Other landforms. An island, right? A piece of a land surrounded by a water on all sides. A piece of a land surrounded by the water. All four corners surrounded by the water, and in between, in the center, we can see the piece of land. That is called as island. That is called as an island. A piece of a land surrounded by a water on all sides is called as an island. Islands may be found in the oceans or seas or rivers. Okay? ಅದು ನೀರಿನ ನಟ್ಟು ನಡುವ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. A piece of a land surrounded by a water on all sides is called as an island. Island may be found in the ocean, seas or rivers. Oceans ನಾಗನು ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು, ಸೀ ನಾಗನು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ನಾಗನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಏನಿರ್ತದ, ನೀರಿರ್ತದ, ನಡುಗಡ್ಡೆ ಏನು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ನಡುಗಡ್ಡೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. This can be read as island. ISLAND. Island ಅಲ್ಲ, island. Okay? Island. The will become silent. Islands. Okay? A piece of a land surrounded by a water on all sides is called as an island. Islands may be found in the areas of seas or rivers. Okay? So this is called island. Water peninsulas. So here you can see a peninsula is a long piece of a land that is surrounded by a water on three sides. So you can see the peninsula here. The sea or the river or the ocean is surrounded by a piece of land, a large space of land. On the three sides of its surrounding, that water surrounded by the sea, river or ocean, surrounded by that land, and one side we can see that is connected to a large piece of land. Peninsula is a long piece of a land that is surrounded by a water on three sides. It is different from an island because it joins at one end to a large area of land. The southern part of India is a peninsula. The southern part of the India, South India. Southern part of the India is peninsula. So it is connected to a large area of a land, one side, and its three sides covered by water. Okay, and one end to a larger area of land. It is connected to a larger area of land. That is called as a peninsula. The southern part of India is known as peninsula. Right? If you see the map, if you see the world map, here you can see our India is here. Okay? Our India is here. It's one part, two part and three part, which is covered almost by water, and its one end is connected to a large part of the land, large area of a land. This part is called as the southern part of our India is known as the peninsula. The southern part of our India is known as the peninsula. Right? Peninsula means here three parts, three portions. These three directions are covered by water, and its one end is connected to a large part of the land, large area of the land. Okay, that is called peninsula. A peninsula is the long piece of land that is surrounded by a water on three sides. It is different from an islands because it is connected to a one end to a large area of land. The southern part of India is peninsula, whereas island, it is four corners. All the corners surrounded by water. ಸಮುದ್ರದ ನಡುಗಂಡೆ, ಸಮುದ್ರದ ನಡುಗಡ್ಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ರಿವರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿ ಸಮುದ್ರ, ಓಷಿಯನ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದ್ರ ನಡುಗಡ್ಡೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಓಷಿಯನ್ಸ್. Then we can see the oceans. 3/4 of the earth. 3/4 of the earth is covered by water. 3/4. ನಾಲ್ಕನೆಯ ಮೂರು ಭಾಗ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿನ 4 ಭಾಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 4ನೆಯ 3 ಭಾಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. 3/4. ಓಕೆ, 3/4 of the earth is covered by water. Very large bodies of water are known as oceans. ಓಕೆ, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಈಗ ಅಂತೀರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಒಂದು ಕೊಡ ನೀರು, ಒಂದು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೀರು, ಒಂದು ಚೆಂಬು ನೀರು, ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೀರು. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಗಂತೀರ? ದ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್. 1 barrel ನೀರು, 1 tank ನೀರು. ಸೊ we say like that. The very large bodies of water are known as oceans. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಓಷನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ನೀರು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನೀರು ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಓಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ನೀರು ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ದ 3/4 of the earth is covered by water. The very large bodies of water are known as the oceans. There are 5 oceans in the world. How many oceans we can see in the world? There are 5 oceans. Which are those? Pacific Oceans, Atlantic Oceans, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Arctic Oceans. We can see the 5 major oceans. 5 oceans we can see in the earth, on the earth. Okay, there are 5 oceans in the world. One is Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Arctic Oceans. You can see the oceans on the map. Here this is the world map. In the world we can see the 5 oceans. Okay, so this is called Pacific Ocean. This is called Pacific Ocean. Okay, this is also Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. Here you can see the Indian Ocean. Here you can see the Indian Ocean. This is called as a Southern Ocean. This is called as a Southern Ocean. This is called as a Arctic Ocean. This is called as a Arctic Ocean. And this is called as a Atlantic. This is called as a Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean between the South America and Africa. South America and Africa. Africa and Australia between, you can see the middle Asian Sea, we can see as the Indian Sea. Asian part between Africa and Australia, we can see the Indian Sea. Okay, this end you can see the Pacific Ocean, and this end we can see the Pacific Ocean, and above we can see north area. Above north area is Arctic Ocean, and south area is called as Southern Ocean. Okay, this is the world map. Here we can see at the right and at the left, we can see the right here and the left here. Okay, so right and left we can see the Pacific Ocean. Instead of saying right and left, we can see the east and west. Okay, east and west. Right, north and south. This is north. The world map towards its standing position of the map is called as towards north. Okay, this is east and this is west, and this is called as a south. The northern part of this sea is called as Arctic Ocean, and southern part is called as Southern Ocean, and Eastern Pacific, Western Pacific Oceans, and here we can see the The between Africa and Australia, we can see the Indian Ocean, and South America and Africa we can see the Atlantic Ocean. These are the five main oceans of our in the world. Okay, five main major oceans in the world. There are 5 oceans in the world: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Arctic Oceans. Okay, it sounds interesting. So this is called an ocean. The large body of water is known as ocean. Okay, and the land between the center of the water is called as island. Okay, it's interesting. India is the only country in the world to have an Indian Ocean named as after it. Okay, Indian Ocean. There is no American Ocean, there is no Australian Ocean, there is no Eastern Ocean, there is no Western Ocean, there is no European Ocean. That's only the one ocean that it's named as Indian Ocean. India is only the country in the world to have an ocean named after it. That's called Indian Ocean. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅದರದೇ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತಿಕೋ ಅದರದೇ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಕರೆದಾರ, ಭಾರತ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಾರ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಓಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಾರ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಮುದ್ರ, ಅದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಾರ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಾರ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಓಷಿಯನ್. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ the Pacific Ocean is the deepest and Arctic Ocean is the smallest. Here you can see the Eastern and Western Pacific Oceans are very deeper. Whereas Northern Ocean, that is the Arctic Ocean, it is the very smallest. There is no such deep in it. Okay, the Pacific Ocean is the deepest and Arctic Ocean is the smallest. A large water body smaller than the ocean is called as the sea. ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಣ್ಣಗಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಷಿಯನ್ ಬೇರೆ, ಸಮುದ್ರ ಬೇರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಓಷಿಯನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ smaller than ocean is called sea. Smaller than ocean is called as the sea. Right? So next we have learnt different landforms. One is the flatlands. Okay, landforms, mountain, hills, valleys. Then we have studied about plains. Then we have studied our plateaus. Then we have studied about deserts. Then we have studied about other forms of other landforms like islands, peninsulas, oceans. All right. So these are the things we have learnt in this lesson. And here the word power is, the meanings of the word is landform. Different features on the earth's surface such as a mountain or a valley is called landform. Mountains are the highest and tallest raised land mass on the earth. Mountain andre enu? The highest and tallest raised land mass on the earth. Peak, the top of a mountain is called peak. The hills, the high lands that are not as high and steep as mountains. Hills enantara highlands that are not as high as steep as mountains. Mountaining iralla avaka guddagolu avu bere. Okay, valleys, a low area land between the mountains or a hill is called as a valley. ಎರಡು ಗುಡ್ಡಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ನಡಬರ್ಕೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಏನು ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರ. Let's recall what all we have studied. There are 6 types of landforms: mountain, hills, valleys, lands, plains, plateaus, deserts and islands, and peninsula. Hills, mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, desert, islands, peninsulas. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕಲ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿ 6 types of landforms ಏನವ? ಒಂದು ಮೌಂಟೇನ್, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, desert, islands and peninsula. There are 7 continents in the world. There are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. These are the 7 continents in the world. There are 7 continents in the world. Okay, Asian continent, African continent, North American continent, South American continent, Atlantic continent, continent and European continent and Australian continents. Here we can say our India is here in the Asian continent. That is that are divided into countries. There are 5 oceans in the world. How many oceans are there in the world? Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Pacific Oceans are very deep, deepest oceans, and Arctic Oceans are very smallest oceans. There are 5 oceans in the world. They are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean and Arctic Oceans. Okay. Alright. Let us learn. Let's answer. Fill in the blanks. The highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are called mountains. The highest and tallest raised land masses on the earth are called mountains. Himalayan mountains like. Dash is the smallest continent. Australia is the smallest continent in the world. Landforms are called natural features. Landforms. Now we have seen the different landforms of the earth. The different landforms we have seen. The 6 landforms we have seen. They are mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, deserts, islands and peninsulas. These 6 landforms are natural. They are not man-made. Okay. Landforms also called as the natural features. Okay. Land surrounded by a water, all sides is called island. If the land is surrounded by the water everywhere, that is called as a island. A peninsula joins a large area of land. Peninsula joins the large area of land. This is connecting to the large area of land again. Okay. This is called, here we can see the water. Its one end is connected to a large, peninsula joins to a large area of land. Okay. Right. That's called peninsula. Choose the correct options. There are dash oceans in the world. There are 5 oceans in the world. Okay. And again we can see the land surrounded by water and 3 sides is known as peninsula. Peninsula connecting one end to the large space of land. Okay. An example for a cold desert in India is Ladakh. Rajasthan is the hot, Thar hot, and Ladakh is the cold desert. The Pacific Ocean is deepest. The Pacific Ocean is deepest. Arctic Ocean is smallest. Okay. Longest, deepest and shallowest. Okay. Answer the following questions. I will share you this answer separately. Okay. Don't worry. And this is all about the lesson called land and water. Okay. Hope you understood this lesson, land and water. Okay. So here we have studied 7 continents and different landforms. There are 6 different landforms. Hills. There are 6 different landforms we have seen. The mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, deserts. Okay. And islands, peninsula and oceans we have seen. The mountains, hills, valleys, plains, plateaus and deserts. Okay. These are the 6 landforms we have seen, and the continents and the 5 seas in the world. Okay. 5 oceans in the world. Okay. We have seen the 5 oceans in the world. This is all about the land and water. Land and water. 3/4 part of the land is covered by water. 3/4 part of the land is covered by the water. Okay. Clear? Hope you understood this lesson thoroughly. Just to read and work with this lesson. You will understand each and every concept. No doubt. Okay. Hope you understood this lesson. The lesson number 3 of social, land and water. If at all you find any doubts in this, you may call me between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. so that I can help you in better understanding. Okay. Till then, take care. Bye bye.